Hello and welcome to the LCTV News. I'm Mukala Kabongo. In this edition of the LCTV News, the Massachusetts Greening the Gateway Cities program, dog license renewal, Lynn Elementary Basketball Tournament, sit down with Martavius Lee, and more. The Massachusetts Greening the Gateway Cities program will begin its free tree planting program this spring. Spring planting season begins on April 16th and will last until June 28th. Last year, the Gateway Cities program planted trees on the Lynn Commons, as well as areas on Western Ave, Boston Street, Bennett Street, and the Lynnway. This year, the program has designated areas in the Highlands, Chestnut Street as part of their expansion zone. The free tree planting program is a program that aims to reduce energy bills from planting trees and is funded by the Department of Energy and Environmental Affairs. Residents who are eligible have the options of choosing from over 40 different species and have multiple trees planted. Free Tree Planting Program has planted over 1,200 trees in Lynn and nearly 20,000 trees across the state. The annual dog license renewal are due for Lynn residents. Licenses are $10 for the City of Lynn, and they come at no cost for dog owners who are over 70 years old and above. In order to obtain a dog license, residents will need an up-to-date rabies certificate. The Barkland Dog Park license are also available for residents who are interested in obtaining one. A $25 fee per dog will be due at the time of obtaining the Barkland Dog Park license. To download the application, visit the Lynn website, the City of Lynn website. On March 26, the Lynn City Council approved a new pot shop on Boston Street where the O'Brien's Pub used to be. The approval of the shop will be opened by Massachusetts Green Retail, which is owned by Jordan Avery, Director of Security at Apotheka, Lynn's medical marijuana dispensary located on the Lynnway. With its location close to the Saugus line, many Saugus residents voiced their displeasure of the approved shop. According to Arthur Krieger, Special Town Council for the Town of Saugus, part of the parking lot and the corner of the building are in Saugus. Saugus as a town voted against the legalization of medical marijuana, as well as voting no to allow any marijuana businesses into Saugus. Also during the meeting, the council approved a marijuana cultivation facility, Bostika LLC, to begin the special permit process. With this permit, Bostika will begin construction for a 40,000 square foot grow facility on Linden Street. On March 27th, a 3-alarm fire on Essex Street brought in firefighters from neighboring cities to help put out the flames. The fire, which was spotted by Nahant firefighter Robert Barreda, has left 13 residents homeless. Lynn firefighters, upon arriving, found flames engulfed the rear of the building, according to Fire Chief Stephen Archer. Thanks to the assistance of firefighters from Chelsea, Swampscott, Malden, Saugus, and Marblehead, the fire was put out shortly before noon. The cause of the fire was likely due to improper disposals of smoking material on the second floor, according to Captain Joseph Zukas. Residents who were displaced received vouchers from the American Red Cross for temporary housing. On March 28, a 2-alarm fire on Henry Ave displaced 6 residents. According to Lynn Fire Chief Stephen Archer, firefighters responded to the fire on 13 Henry Ave around 3 a.m., where the 2.5-story building was in flames. The six residents who lived at the address were able to escape unharmed. Extensive fire damage occurred on the 3rd floor as well as the roof. Heavy water damage to the 2 floors. The cause of the fire still remains under investigation. Now for the police update. On Tuesday morning, a Lynn man was arrested on drug trafficking charges after police seized heroin, crack, and cash from his home. Lynn police charged 46-year-old Miguel de Jesus with trafficking over 36 grams of heroin and crack cocaine, possession with intent to distribute. According to the Lynn Police Lieutenant Michael Kimmick, a search warrant was executed at approximately 9:40 a.m. at 237 Kerwin Circle by the Drug Task Force. During the execution of the warrant, 38 grams of heroin and 3 grams of crack cocaine with a street value of $4,100 along with $625 in cash were seized. Luis de Jesus Garcia was arrested and charged with trafficking over 200 grams of cocaine after a months-long joint local and federal investigation. According to Lynn Police Lieutenant Michael Kimmick, De Jesus Garcia was allegedly running a drug trafficking operation by having large amounts of cocaine shipped from Puerto Rico to post offices and addresses in and around Lynn. Salem police picked up De Jesus Garcia after he picked up a package containing a kilo of cocaine at a Salem post. De Jesus Garcia's arrest comes after an extensive investigation by the Lynn Drug Task Force, the Drug Enforcement Administration, and the U.S. Postal Inspection Services, which began in early January. During the investigation, nearly 5 kilos of cocaine were seized with a street value of $500,000, according to Lieutenant Kimmick. Lynn police are seeking the public's help in finding 3 suspects who robbed the Crown Variety Store on Lewis Street. 3 masked individuals walked into the store before 11 p.m. on March 23rd. One suspect pointed a handgun at the clerk on duty. The suspects took cash from the register, cigarettes, scratch tickets, according to Lieutenant Kimmick. It is unknown if the suspects were men or women. The incident remains under investigation. Lynn police are looking for 4 men who stabbed and robbed a 37-year-old man near Cal's News Store on Central Ave Monday afternoon. The victim, who was yet to be identified, was stabbed in the abdomen with a folding knife. The suspect took cash from the victim during the assault. According to Lieutenant Kimmick, the victim stumbled into Cal's News Store for help. He was taken to Mass General Hospital, where he is said to be in serious condition. No arrests have been made, and the incident remains under investigation. LCTV was on location at City Hall last Friday for the annual Vietnam Veterans Memorial Ceremony hosted by the Department of Veterans Services. Here's this year's ceremony.
I'd like to start, if I could, if all the Vietnam veterans in the room could please stand or raise their hand to be recognized. Please stand. That's why we're here today, to say thank you, to say welcome home to a group of men and women who often, far too often, were not welcomed home. And I think sometimes as a country, we talk about in euphemistic terms, we say the way Vietnam veterans were treated when they came home. I think we need to be more direct about it. It was a betrayal.
Thank you, Michael, and I'm honored to be here today and to recognize those Vietnam veterans, all those Vietnam veterans, men and women, the Gold Star families who stepped up for this country during that war, and we want to continue to remember their sacrifice and service. And I'm honored to read a proclamation from the City of Lynn.
Before, I'd like to call forward Director Joan Clifford, the mayor, and other elected officials to join us up here and along with our Vietnam veterans, please form a line, and we'll come over here and we'll have everyone receive a pin.
To watch the full ceremony, go to lyntv.org and click on the video on demand. On Monday, LCTV, along with other media centers in Massachusetts, were present at the State House to speak with Senator Ed Markey on the FCC rulemaking that could defund community access television. Mass Access created a video recapping the meeting with the senator.
And we're here today to say that the Federal Communications Commission should not imperil Americans' access to community television.
The FCC would have you believe that community media is an antiquated ideal or a relic of a previous technological era, but they are simply ill-informed. Community media has evolved from its modest roots to become a staple in the fabric of the communities we serve, and its loss will be felt for decades to come.
So we're talking about supporting causes, charities, education, youth, seniors, democracy.
Preps by Chefs are pre-made meals made by experienced chefs with not only a passion for the food they cook, but also helping others live a healthier lifestyle. LCTV collaborated with Preps by Chef for an LCTV sponsorship member video.
Hey, what's going on, everybody out there in TV land? My name is Julio Tavares, and I'm one half of Preps by Chefs. We started Preps by Chefs a little over a year and a half ago now. Currently, we're doing prepared meals, and all we're trying to do is take the hassle and work out of eating healthy for anyone and everyone.
We kept bouncing ideas off of each other, and next thing you know, he's like, dude, why don't we just partner up? Start this up. He came up with the idea named Preps by Chefs. And what, a year and a half later, here we are, doing what we love to do, which is serve you guys, trying to show you how to eat healthier, how to eat clean.
This started as a personal mission for me about 6-7 years ago. I was in a place in my life where I was really overweight. I really didn't have any goals. I was lacking some motivation, and I was able to switch some things around by getting active, exercising, and eating better. And since then, I've been able to, graduate from culinary school a few years back, work in the field in the restaurant industry for a few years, work my way up. And I was meal prepping for myself in order to kind of maintain a healthier lifestyle for me and my growing daughter.
A big basis on our menus, or why we did our menus the way we did, were because we like to base all of our menus off superfoods. If you are aware with superfoods, you'll see that in each of our menus we have an array of superfoods, whether it's a spice, whether it's a food, whether it's just a flavor that will bring you the overall experience of a different region of the world into this dish as we take you on a trip, because all of our menus are catered to bring you on a trip around the world. So again, it's just something that's fun and clean, and we did it because we wanted to show people that it could be fun and taste good, and it doesn't have to be boring when you eat healthy and when you eat clean. And again, this a year and a half later, we're not looking backwards, only looking forward, and we got a lot more things coming for you guys, so please stay tuned.
For any organizations in the Lynn community that would like to produce a sponsorship member video such as that one, please contact LCTV. Last Friday, the 42nd annual Lynn Elementary Basketball Tournament City Championships took place at Pickering Middle School, and LCTV sent a crew down for the festivities.
So this is my third year being involved with the program. Being around them all day, I think, she's been here 4 years, so, it's wonderful. They make it easy. Being around them is wonderful.
Very coachable. They take direction very well. You tell them to do something, they do it, they listen, they don't fight, they don't argue, which is really good, so.
Just because you get a bad grade or you have a bad test or something happens, it's not an opportunity to give up. Like, if you have a bad day, it's okay. Like, we move forward. And they do such a good job here that when they're up against adversity, they keep pushing. And I think it helps in the classroom too. It builds a good work ethic.
I really think it just brings the community together. Every school in Lynn's represented. Year after year, the kids come out. We start to see, their brothers and sisters. You start to recognize them. 42 years now, you're even seeing, parents come in and say, "Oh, I remember when I used to play in this tournament when I was a kid."
It hasn't really sunk in yet.
No, not yet.
I'm still nervous.
Sweating.
Yeah, I'm sweating. It's great. They deserve it. This is 2 years in a row, so. They did a great job.
They had an undefeated season, which is amazing.
Yeah.
They're a very well-deserving group of kids. you for the support.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming here. Thank you for supporting
Yeah.
all of the kids, not just Callahan,
Yeah,
but
all
all
of
the
them.
kids in the city. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just being able to do this for the community and, you know, for the kids of Lynn, it's really a privilege for us. You know, me and my staff, volunteers, you know, really just love coming out and putting this on for the kids, the parents, the fans, grandparents, you know, everyone that comes out. And it's just a nice feeling to have, you know, seen a lot of kids just leaving smiles on their faces.
Now for the sports update. Congratulations to Lynn English senior Alonzo Linton and St. Mary's senior Jalen Echeverria on being named Boston Globe's Boys Basketball Athletes of the Year for the 2018-2019 season. Linton and Echeverria were 2 of 5 players in Eastern Mass to be named Athletes of the Year. Lynn English senior Alonzo Linton signed his letter of intent to play college basketball. Linton spoke with LCTV about his decision.
The history that they have at that school, and what the coach talked to me about when I went on my visit really made me think about me going there. I'm very excited, but also I'm kind of nervous because it's really far from my family, but I think I'll be all right. Well, first with the team, us winning the state championship, that was one goal that we all had together, and we accomplished that, so we're all happy about that. And then me individually, I think I played pretty good. I think I could have done a lot more, but it's all right. I did what I had to do to win us the state championship and help out on the team. Everyone here, ever since I came to English, they showed me a lot of love and support. So I tried to win them a state championship to give back, and that's what I did. I like to say thank you for being with me, everyone that has been with me through this long journey. And shout out to you guys.
The St. Mary's baseball team opened their season Thursday with a 3-2 victory over Salem at Frazier Field. Connor Donahue knocked in the game-winning RBI in the bottom of the 7th to seal the walk-off victory for the Spartans. Spartans pitcher Bobby Alcock had a strong outing on the mound. Alcock struck out 8 batters while only giving up 1 hit. The Spartans face off against Arlington Catholic on Monday. Congratulations to Lynn Classical senior Keith Ridley Jr., who committed to play football at Boston College this fall. On this week's Lynn Lowdown, I sat down with Lynn's Martavius Lee from the Lynn Center Board to talk about the mentorship program. Here is this week's Lowdown. Welcome to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm your host, Mukala Kabongo, and with me today I have Martavius Lee from Center Board. Today we're going to talk about the Center Board mentorship program that he's running, but first we're going to get to know him a little more. And from what we've discussed, you're from Memphis.
Yeah, Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee, the home of 3-6 Mafia.
Home of the Blues.
Home of the Blues, too. Home of Elvis. So,
Tigers, Grizzlies, and Titans.
there you go.
Yeah.
What brought you to Lynn, Massachusetts?
Actually, man, just honestly came up here to visit a friend. And 1 flight turned into 2 flights, 2 flights turned into 4 flights, 4 flights turned into 5. And at that point, I'm pretty much moved in. So I just took a leap of faith and came out here to, you know, start all over.
Yeah, was that hard for you to transition?
Not really. The most challenging part about moving was kind of leaving everybody behind. But at the same time, that was like a blessing in disguise too, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Now with this mentorship program that you got going on here, when did you first start this?
The first day of the mentoring kicked off January 1st of this year. It's a brand new program. Yeah.
How long did it take you to just kind of put it together? You know, before you kicked it off in January, what was the mindset? What was your mindset when you wanted to do this? What made you decide to do this?
Just being around Lynn, living in Lynn, I see a lot of potential here. I've always loved working with the inner city kids. That's what I did in Memphis. You know, being from Memphis, you know, growing up in those, you know, unruly surroundings. I come up here and I see the young kids. I just, you know, it's been in the works for about maybe 2 years now.
2 years. All right.
Yeah.
Now, well, what are some of the things that you've been doing with the kids before this? What are some activities maybe, or some just life advice that you've been giving them?
Growing up in my old neighborhood, man, like my mom's house was like, my mom was like everybody's mom on the street, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all the little kids would come over, all of my friends come over, my brother's friends. So we all used to go to skating rinks. The young kids used to always talk to us. Like me, myself, I always hung with the older crowd.
Yeah.
I've always kind of gravitated towards the older crowd because I like to learn.
Yep.
So they kind of trickled down to me with the younger kids younger than me. So I just kind of naturally got into mentoring.
Yeah, and have you been with Centerboard for about the same time frame, 2 years? Or?
I actually been with Centerboard officially January 1st.
Officially January 1st. Were you volunteering beforehand? Just talk about that, just them getting you on with them to work with the kids.
Pretty much, this was the brainchild of my fiance, actually. And this program was, and I just kind of, you know, added little bits and pieces here, but this is pretty much her brain, baby.
Yeah.
And I just kind of fell in line. Like, it was so natural. Like, you know, the whole idea was just so organic. So we started putting pieces together, trying to see what we could do, and got it off the ground.
Yeah, well, what has the support been like from the city?
Oh, my God. Ever since January 1st, when we had started announcing the program, my emails has been flooding. People has been coming in for interviews. We try to reach the single parents with young men with lack of father influence or just male influence in general. We try to show the younger kids that, you know, somebody out there that care for them. So when the community hear about programs like this, they automatically, like, you know, so many single moms out there who needs help with their young sons because most young moms or most moms in general can't teach a young man how to be a man. So we just want them to know that there's help out here.
Yeah, well, how many males, adult males, are you looking for? Are you looking to recruit or just looking to have come on board?
The goal by the end of 2019 is to have at least 20 mentors with at least 6 kids each.
Now, how many kids in total? How many kids do you guys have
right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have a lot of applications. I have a lot of applications to go through. So this week will be determining, you know, who gets what mentor. You know, we're actually holding a mentoring kickoff this week at the Boys and Girls Club of Lynn, 4:00 p.m. in the Education Center. We actually have a lot of people coming out to speak. So
yeah. Well, now with this kickoff, I'm sure the Lynn Public Schools will be involved. Some of the folks in there. Well, just talk about that. Just getting some of the older African American male figures in the city just to come along for that one.
I actually plan on having the superintendent from the schools come out. I plan on having school teachers from, you know, the Lynn Public Schools coming out. If I can, I'm trying to get the mayor to come out. So if the mayor want to come out, he can come out. It's just going to be an amazing event.
It sounds like it. And the Boys and Girls Club, what's their role in this? What you said before, they've helped you a lot.
Yeah, the Boys and Girls Club has been a tremendous help to us. Right now at Centerboard, we have a vision center, but it's currently being remodeled. So they were willing to extend, you know, space in their vicinity for us to come and do our mentoring sessions. They were willing to work around our time, around our basis. They agree with everything that we're doing, and so they were reaching out to us, trying to help us in any way possible.
Yeah. Can you just talk about the importance of mentoring kids in this day and age, because there's so much that can distract them, there's so much that can get to them. Cyberbullying is a big thing now. I mean, the whole social media era, it's good and bad. A lot it's bad. There's a lot of bad. There's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad that comes with it too. And it seems like it affects the younger generation the most. Not the older generation. We don't. You know, we grew up differently. We grew up without social media, so we could just anything we see on social media, we just brush it aside. But the younger generation, they're more so. This is it for them.
Right. That's one thing we try to implement to the kids. Like, the people who talk about you secretly love you. You know what I mean? So it's like we try to instill confidence. We try to instill values, morals that men can walk with every single day. You know, for example, we try to, we teach. I want to have something I like to call the Young Gentlemen's Club, where we teach young men how to do like small things you normally don't think about, like how to firmly shake a man's hand, how to tie a tie, how to, speak up when you talk, how to talk with confidence, how to walk with confidence. So with everything that's going on today, we try to teach our young men that you're better than what the environment say you are.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a big key, because also it gives them hope, because if they see guys like yourself and guys that look like them working as teachers or just in other fields, that could give them hope, because I mean, some kids, they have no hope. And I know coming from where you're from, you've seen it a lot, where some kids, they just turn the wrong way.
Right. And with this program also, we also look for the mentors who's been through these streets, who's been through situations, who's been to prison, who's been to, who's ex-gang affiliated.
Yeah.
We look for those kind of mentors to mentor our young men, because I want to personally have somebody who can say, I was there.
Yeah.
To tell these kids, like, I was there, this is what I went through. I know everything that you're going through. Let me try to help you through it so you don't have to go through what I went through.
Yeah.
That's one of the main things. Like, the program is definitely Corey friendly.
Yep.
I'm definitely open to every story, to every situation. I just want these young men to know that it's men just like you, who would want to help you and try to get you out of your situation.
All right. Yeah, definitely. And we got to go. And just like quickly, if they want to reach you or contact you to learn more about this, where could they go?
You can actually call me. My direct office number is 339-883-2414. You can reach me by email at mlee@centerboard.org. Or you can just come to Centerboard. You can come see me directly at 16 City Hall Square, Family Resource Center. I'm there all day, every day.
All right. I want to thank my guest, Mr. Martavius Lee, for being here. You guys been watching the Lynn Lowdown. I'm your host, Mukala Kabongo. Have a great day. Now, time for some local events. On Saturday, April 6th, the second annual Black Excellence 5K Run and Walk will take place at Rowley's Tavern from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Registration begins at 8:30 a.m. and the race begins at 10 a.m. The 18th annual Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Awareness Community Breakfast, hosted by the Lynn Housing Authority and Neighborhood Development, will take place at the Lynn Housing Authority Community Room from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, April 10th. Stop the Violence will be hosting a 3-on-3 basketball tournament on Wednesday, April 10th at Fecto Leary Middle School. Competition begins at 5 p.m. On Thursday, April 11th, the second annual Big Time Ballless Showcase will take place at Marshall Middle School. The boys' elementary game tips off at 7 p.m. and the boys' high school game tips off at 8 p.m. Beginning April 17th until April 21st, the Lynn Carnival will take place at Lynn English High. The carnival opens at 5 p.m. on Wednesday, April 17th. LCTV's next Paramount film series will take place this upcoming Monday. The featured movie of the night will be Avengers Infinity Wars. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Movie begins at 7. Free popcorn and beverages will be available. Thank you for watching the LCTV News. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit us at lyntv.org to watch any show anytime on your computer, tablet, or phone. I'm Mukala Kabongo, and have a great day.